I have two questions. Number 1, Peter bought 3 Android phones costing $1,050 each. If he had $4,000 in his bank account, how much money would he have left after he paid for the phones? Question number 2. Nick and John had a total of $3,800 when they went to shop for laptops. After Nick spent $200 on a laptop, John had thrice as much money as Nick. What is the initial amount they each brought with them for their shopping trip? These two for sure are questions we often hear inside the classroom. We are asked to solve problems on how much money they'll be spending if they buy these items, but we were never actually taught how to manage and budget our own money. They taught us X and Y's, but there were no lessons regarding the importance of financial management. How often do you talk about financial management in your home? Did your parents, colleagues, or friends teach you about the importance of money management? How about in school? Do they talk about how important financial literacy is? How do you manage your money? Do you spend it right away after a paycheck? Or after your parents give you allowances? Why is it important to learn about money? Much of what we know about money comes from our own life experiences. I remember how my mother would always say, "Don't buy something you don't need." And it's true, necessities and investments should come first. Although it was only the basic groundwork, it actually helped in different situations. Here in our channel, we promote that to be finance savvy, financial intellect is your buddy. We'd appreciate it if you click the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Click the notification bell to be notified whenever we post new videos. Like and share the video to your family and friends, and let us learn together financial lessons they did not teach us in school. Naturally, middle school and high school students might find these topics boring, but this can serve as a foundation for students to become more prepared in the future. Let's get started! Compound interest. The earlier you are introduced to compounding interest, the more money you can grow. Compound interest allows you to earn on the principal and any non-withdrawn interest, unlike the simple interest that only allows you to earn based on the principal. Time is the one thing that every young person has over everyone else. We have the upper hand when it comes to investing, and all we have to do is learn the powers of compound interest. This is how it works. Let's say, for example, you invested $1,000 into a bank account with 5% annual compound interest. After a year, your account's worth will grow to $1,050. If it's 5% annual compound interest, you multiply the original amount by the interest rate. So, $1,000 times 0.05 equals $50. If you don't withdraw the $50 interest accrued, you're then able to earn another 5%. This means that after 2 years, your account will grow to be $1,100. Let's look at another example. If you were given two options, the first being a $5,000 cash and the second being a penny that doubles in value every other day, which would you choose? If you haven't known anything about compounding interest, I know you will choose the first one, right? But if we do the math, after 30 days, the second choice will be just over $10 million. Yes! I'm not sure what else will persuade you to start taking advantage of this amazing opportunity to increase your fortune. Albert Einstein quoted, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." Next is good credit. Using credit responsibly when you're young can help you build a firm foundation for a good, exceptional credit score. Young people who don't know anything about this end up living a life full of debts. They are then trapped, compelled to pay large sums of interest, and in some situations, they'll pay late, which will have a negative impact on their credit score. To those of you who've been listening to this, I know you are in deep thoughts thinking, "I wish I learned this in school." Don't panic because you still have a lot of time to change your track. Your credit score is one of the most significant aspects of your financial health, and it affects your financial situation as an adult in most cases. It's much easier to get a car, buy a house, receive a business loan, and reach other milestones in the future when you have a good credit score. How do you build a good credit? Well, building a good credit score goes just beyond being smart with credit cards. It is by making repayments constantly on time, by having a varied credit usage, by opening credit lines as early as possible because the longer your history, the better your score. Also, a warning, do not apply for multiple credit lines because this could be a red flag on your report. Reading bank statements. Reading bank statements may not be as easy as they appear. Bank statement information that you should focus on is the account summary, where you can find the opening and closing balance for any transactions that have occurred. Next is interest. This will show you the money your account accrued in interest over the statement period. Fees. This is the section where they'll show any bills or deductions your account has been used over the statement period. Why is it important to be able to read a bank statement? Your bank statement should be able to be reconciled with your own records, receipts, and memory of purchases. This will help you stay on track with any budgeting, and you will also be able to detect any fraudulent activity ASAP. Taxes and how they work. A tax is a mandatory monetary contribution to a government's revenue that is usually computed on a means-tested basis. This implies that once you start working, a portion of your earnings will be returned to the government each year to help pay for defense, healthcare, and other social benefits. With this in mind, it's a very good idea to save a portion of your income every month so that you will have enough to pay when the deadline arrives. Wise investment. Each investment entails a certain level of risk, which means that if one of your selections loses money or goes bankrupt, you'll still have a few other options. Stock market, index funds, retirement account are different types of investment that you can choose. It's also a good idea to check your portfolio on a regular basis and take advantage of tax-advantaged accounts to maximize your earnings. Good budget system. Budgeting is one of the most critical things you can do to gain control of your finances and create a long-term financial strategy. This is especially true when you're just starting out with your finances. Not understanding the basics of budgeting can put you at a disadvantage in the future. It's very important that you know how to manage bills and how to say no to buying things you don't need. If it's troublesome for you to track your finances and budgets, then you can use tactical budgeting. This includes creating a budget plan for a long period of time, and after you create the plan, you can then separate amounts to ensure that you don't spend beyond your budget. Make sure to include emergency funds and insurances in making your budget. Dangers of debt. Debts do not only harm your financial health, it may also harm your mental health, relationships, and would also cost you your peace. Long-term debt can affect your eligibility for credit. It would also cost you a lot, as interest rates would add to your bills, keeping you from achieving financial goals. Living within what we can afford. Lately, we've been comparing our lifestyle to the people we follow in social media, especially the celebrities. But we need to keep in mind that these online spaces are not realistic. Live within your means. Make the most of the resources you have available. Save instead of splurging your credit card, and balance your expenses alongside your income. This will not only create a sustainable lifestyle, it will also lower our risk of experiencing difficulties in our finances in the future. Lastly, and the most important to remember, stay healthy. Hospital visits cost thousands of dollars without insurance. If you are struggling to meet your financial needs, how much more if you end up in the emergency room? You may end up borrowing a huge sum of money for your medical bills, so if you don't have medical coverage, get one as soon as possible. Always remember that having a healthy lifestyle helps you in saving a lot of money. You don't want to be sorry, so start your healthy lifestyle today. Money may be a touchy subject. Some people find it embarrassing while others like to brag about it, but being able to communicate openly about money promotes transparency and may help with overall management. It may help alleviate the guilt that some of us experience when we spend. If you never learned some of the above money lessons in school, but are eager to learn the value of money, you have options. Taking the first step toward understanding and improving your finances, regardless of your age, is a commendable step. That's it, financial buddies. We only want what is best for you, so why not invest in us and learn with us? A journey to 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take the step to click the subscribe button and click the notification bell for you to be notified whenever we post new videos. You can also like and share this video to your friends, and let us continue to learn together. Spend time on your finances. Dedicate time to learn more about finances. As Joel Osteen said, if you want to reap financial blessings, you have to sow financially. See you in the next video, financial buddies.